underdog is crushing the top dog.
It's just amazing what these guys can pull off.
He's going for Avro. Clean out from Red Tank.
So ENG takes him out.
What a game! What a game! My God! They're attacking. Every single vehicle of Dislike is moving up. They're assaulting them.
Welcome back to Thunder League.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Thunder League Playoffs. We are back after a prolonged break. Sorry about that, we had some technical difficulties to sort out, but we are back to the match, Poltergeist versus Arcade. Commentating for your pleasure today are myself, Mike Boom, and Pups RK. Now, Pups, what can you tell us about these teams?
Okay, so Poltergeist of Russia, even though they got a German name, doesn't mean much, versus Arcade of much of the same. So two Russian teams facing off against each other. Now, you know me, I'm a stats guy. It's all about stats for me. Now, looking at stats, it's going to be a very steep battle for Poltergeist because, look, they're number 7. Out of 9 matches they had in the group stage, they only won 3, so they stand at 9 points. And Arcade now did marginally better, only marginally better, even though they're the only proper esports team because they got a sponsor. They only won 4 battles out of 12. I mean, I'm sorry, out of 9. And they got 12 points, so Poltergeist got 9. Similar matchup to Duradler versus GOF, but Arcade, we know what they're capable of because we've seen them play before, and usually they show much better, much stronger performance, much more convincing performance, if I dare say so. So it's going to be very, very hard for Poltergeist, but this is playoffs, and I wouldn't be surprised if Poltergeist, suddenly pull out a whole different level of play, because if there's any time to do it, now would be the time to do it.
At the same time, though, expecting Arcade to also revise their tactic, because let's be honest here, Arcade hasn't really been playing as expected during the group stages. They actually went with a they didn't have a positive win-loss ratio. They actually lost more games than they won. So they definitely have to revise their tactics, or else they're not going to make it to the finals. At the same time, though, we'll have to see. Now, whoever wins this match is going to go up against Verve. So, if Poltergeist wins this match, they're going to have to face off against the Burr. And, of course, if Arcade is going to win this match, they're going to face off against the Burr as well. And we all know how strong that bear is. Strong bear. Strong Russian bear.
Yeah, definitely so. Now, what can I say? Poltergeist got some decent fighters. Wouldn't really be talking much about I've never seen him bring a bomber to battle. They're okay with them G6s, tanks also okay. Arcade, they're really into aircraft, okay? And they're probably one of the best aircraft teams in the entire league. But they overdo it sometimes. They bring too many planes, and they rely on it too much, and if something doesn't work out with their aircraft plan, often their tanks just crumble. So knowing a bit of drama that happened behind the scenes, now Dislike they're former members. Well, I mean, they have some former members from Arcade, and apparently some of the better tankers went on to play with Dislike. And now Arcade, they kind of low on proper tankers, so they have to rely on aircraft, more than other teams. And that's both an advantage and a disadvantage. When when you over invest into something, obviously, you're good at it, but then again, you're going to be lacking somewhere else.
Here's the thing about Arcade, especially the last couple of matches, we've seen them employ blitzkrieg tactics. They try to eliminate the entire enemy team right at the start of the match. And that works sometimes. That worked once against Fink in a match. But at the same time, that tactic leaves you open to failure as well. Because if the initial rush doesn't work out and you do not eliminate the players that you need to, you're going to have a disadvantage yourself by not having enough tracks on the ground and actually getting eliminated yourself. We've seen this before. I think there was this famous match between Arcade and Poltergeist. Not Arcade and Poltergeist, sorry about that. Arcade and Fink Squadron, where Arcade went for the rush at the first match, completely took Fink Squadron apart, and then Fink Squadron, being the tactical team that they are, they completely reversed the role and just held the rest of the matches and beat Arcade at being Arcade.
Yeah, it's very true. But you know what? Maybe that's the reason why Arcade are so aggressive. Normally, why they rush so much is because they know they have inferior tankers, compared to what they used to have. Maybe this is a tactic of uncertainty. So, they need to press the advantage quick and using aircraft to be as aggressive as possible, simply to balance out what they've lost with tankers moving on to play with Dislike.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, welcome to Thunder League. After over 2 weeks of group stages, we are now finally in the playoffs. The top 8 teams are here. Sadly, Cube and Akai Victory had to say goodbye. They did not make it into the playoffs. Poltergeist and the Adler actually barely managed to get in here, and Dislike won in the group stages. Fun fact though, Dislike only lost once against the Adler, which lost against GF just a couple minutes ago. So it's all open here. It's really all open. You can never predict exactly what is going to happen here. Okay, let's be honest here. Arcade is the stronger team. I'm not trying to be biased here, just facts. But Poltergeist might still turn us around. I'm hoping for Poltergeist to actually show us that they learned since the group stages, that they took this time to revise their tactics, to learn the maps better, to learn to play better as a team, and who knows, maybe they can actually kick Arcade to the ground. I mean, hell, maps, for example, like Poland are very dirty. The streets are very, very dirty, and we need a new mob to clean those streets. So maybe Poltergeist is going to give us that mob being Arcade.
Yeah, but the thing is, you see, Poltergeist, they are what they are. This is the way they came to the league, and they got all their best players. Now, Arcade is not the same Arcade that it used to be, sadly. So
now it just are some Arcade that I used to know.
You know what? If for some odd reason you're no longer a commentator, you can always do a career in singing, like cabaret singing, like maybe in some bar, or this could definitely work out. I would definitely pay to go watch your show, man. I mean,
I would probably have more of a chance of being a demolition man by just shattering every single window in a 1 kilometer radius with my voice.
Okay, so as for the prize fund, you guys have actually reached and surpassed the $50,000 stretch goal, meaning that every owner of the dog tag, regardless of when it was purchased, will be getting 2 premium vehicles, absolutely guaranteed, starting tomorrow. That's a Soviet-captured Panther T5, a premium tank, and also a premium fighter, BF-109 E7U2, that can carry up to 250 kilograms of bombs, which is kind of handy, but not something I would be doing with a 109, to be honest. Okay. Also, due to certain changes in giveaways, those 2 machines will not be available during the giveaways, as well as the RBT5. Now, you will only be able to get the RBT5 by having a dog tag. So What else can I say? Thank you very much for investing in the show, and without you, all of this would not be possible. So Thunder League is not just the esports players. It's not just the commentators. It's not just the guy who do the technical part. It's not Gaijin. It's not War Thunder either. It's you guys. I mean, you are just a part of this whole thing, just as much as War Thunder is. So thank you very much, and we really appreciate it. Welcome to Thunder League, and this is playoffs. We're finally eliminating people. What is it?
That was so romantic, man. I carry every team.
Okay, so one more time, Poltergeist of Russia about to face off against Arcade of much of the same. Okay.
Oh, it seems like Zerb is preparing for another giveaway. Yes, if you didn't know yet, and if you didn't, where the hell have you been for the last couple of weeks? You can win prizes by watching these streams. All you have to do is go to Warthunder.pro, go to the streams tab, and log in with your in-game account. Not the Twitch account, with your in-game account. That way, the system can pick you up and possibly select you for winning one of the trophies. Now, you don't have to do the stream running, you just have to be on the streams tab. You can pause the stream, go back to Twitch, or have the stream running in the background and study. I know a lot of you people probably are having exams right now, just like myself. I'm actually in the middle of final season, and I really shouldn't be here, I should be studying, but hey, I just like talking to you guys, commentating for you guys, and this is much more fun than studying calculus, so screw you, maths!
Oh, come on, Mike, who are you trying to fool here? You just won an RBT5. This is the only reason why you're here. Seriously, you're such a sucker for that milk tank, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but it's good. It's good. By the way, when's that video coming out on your YouTube channel that we did with the RBT5, testing it against the mouse and testing it against the T-34 and stuff?
Oh, yeah, so me and Sean were actually testing out the explosion rates of those rockets to see if they work like rockets only or if they actually work like bombs, given that they are so big and have so much explosive filler. We had some interesting results, but I still didn't have the time to actually record it. I should probably get on it before the replay file gets broken.
My God, what a lazy ass. Lord.
Dude,
yeah,
I'm busy.
Yeah, seriously, like another patch is gonna come out and validate the replays, and that's it. Man, we're gonna have to do it all over again. Well, basically, what we can say about RBT5 is, well, that thing is, well, I mean, the rockets on it, they're basically neither rockets nor bombs. Really, there's something in between. They're
a bit of both. They don't exactly have the explosion radius of a bomb, but they don't require a direct hit like a rocket does. You have to be very close, especially if your tank is much more heavily armored. You have to be very close. Stuff like the mouse, for example, you can't even kill if you hit the upper glacis. You can damage it, but you can't kill it. You have to pretty much treat it like a HE shell and hitting it somewhere near the upper part of the hull, the roof, the ground, something like that, or even beneath the tank.
Yeah, do you remember when it fired beneath the tank, it actually one-shot the mouse?
Yeah, it's like a 152mm HE shell in that regard.
Actually, bigger than that.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But stuff that has less armor, for example, AA vehicles, N20 Locusts, you don't even have to be too near the impact point, like 2 meters, 3 meters away, and it destroys your tank.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, the battle has begun, and we are cruising. Okay, welcome to Berlin. Actually, kind of surprised to see Berlin so early on, because normally we see this map at the fifth battle, the final battle of a lot of these matches. Now, okay. You remember what I said? Arcade. 4 planes. I'm not kidding. 4 planes. Now,
and all of them have rockets.
6, Multcat, Feudal, and Dark Jedi. Or Dark Jet. I'm really not sure. All of them got G6s. Dark Jet, the only one that doesn't have rockets. He's got gun pods. Oh, and he's going against Disbeliever, and they both annihilate each other. Ooh, beautiful. Now, we got a major air war going on here, but I just don't see how Poltergeist can pull this off. It's just simply they have fewer planes, and Dark Harn's the only one alive for Poltergeist. He's been chased by like the whole crew.
Dark Arm does have the slight advantage in maneuverability here, just because the LA-7 is a better fighter at low altitudes, and the BF-9s all have rocket pods, but at the same time, 3 aircraft on one, not looking good. He'll have to do some fancy maneuvers to survive that one, but Poltergeist is spawning in some Ostwinds. Look at that. Poltergeist recognized the tactics that Arcade are using and spawned in 2 Ostwinds.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, if you've been watching the group stage, this is nothing new. This is absolutely nothing new coming from Arcade. They always rely heavily on aircraft. They always rush hard. So if you can weather this initial assault, you can win against Arcade. They're tough. They're one of the best, but they're definitely not unbeatable.
That's the interesting thing is, Arcade, as predicted, did not really go for any flag. Okay, given they have 3 tanks over on the A flag, but B and C are completely vacant, which means Poltergeist can take this time and especially take the C flag. And we've seen from previous experience, Berlin is, well, probably one of the most important flags on Berlin is this C flag, just because there's so much cover on it and you can actually defend the B flag decently well. If you get the C flag, you can kind of advance straight into the enemy spawn and spawn camp them, not even give them a chance to leave the spawn, which is of course going to make it even easier to take the other flags.
Yeah, it's very true. And if you got enough forces on Charlie, for example, if you got 3 tanks, it's actually possible to leave 2 tanks in cover and provide fire support for the 3rd tank moving in to capture Bravo. We've seen it happen before, so entirely possible. Now, let's see what's going on the ground. Poltergeist going for the double cap. Nobody's bothering with Bravo so far, and okay, 3 tanks of Arcade bunched up near the Reichstag, near the Alpha Point. So Nasak Smetany, that guy, so Nasak Smetany in Russian stands for a sock in a sour cream. Don't ask me why some of the things on the internet are just wrong. This is one of them.
But random names, man. Random names.
Yeah, random names, absolutely. Now, so the ticket bleed is on, but remember what we told you. Arcade, they don't really care much for the flags. More often than not, they go for total annihilation. And since now they're in control of the air, even though 2 Ostwinds for Poltergeist, so it's going to be kind of difficult. But, you know, look at this Dark Jet SM-79B with bombs and also 3 G6s, all carrying rockets. This could go real bad for Poltergeist real fast.
Here's the thing, Sean. At the moment, yes, Arcade has the air advantage, but by having so many aircraft in the air, it also means that they have less tanks on the ground, which is, of course, going to prove a disadvantage and that they can't even attack any of the flags. And once Poltergeist has these 2 Ostwinds, it's also going to be very hard for either the B-109s or the SM-79, especially the SM-79.
Especially since
I think it's a big
it's a
aircraft.
big, slow-moving target. That's a prime target for an Ostwind. An Ostwind with that 37mm gun can just rip it in 2 easily.
So unless Arcade takes them out, it's not going to be very easy. But, oh, they just did! They took out both Ostwinds in the space of 10 seconds. Arcade now has free reign on air superiority, which means Poltergeist is going to run out. And look at this. Poltergeist is already down 2 players. It seems like the Arcade tactic is working out. Arcade has only 3 deaths, no players down so far. Poltergeist is down 2 players already, meaning that they only have 5 players left. And remember that handy thing that I always say about the domino effect. The more tanks you lose, the more tanks you are going to lose. And now Arcade is in the prime position to just pick these guys off.
Dark Jet coming in on Poltergeist on Alpha. Bombs away on Titan.
Oh, can Titan make it out in time? He did.
Yes, he does. Now let's check the damage on Titan right here real quick. Okay, Titan. Titan down 2 crewmen. Okay, no, I'm sorry, scratch that. Down 1 crewman. The other one's severely hurt, but he's otherwise fine.
Now Dark Jet is coming back around for another pass. It seems like he's going for Scrooge McDuck, but it seems like he did not drop his bombs there. He did not have a good approach. Now, currently Poltergeist has the triple cap, which means in the next 5 minutes or so they should be able to win by points. But at the same time, they have to stay alive until then. They only have 5 players left. 3 of the players can also not afford to lose, to die anymore. Which means Arcade, they're not going to win by points. They're probably not going to win by points, but at the same time, they are going to push for the elimination here. And once they have all these aircraft in the air, it's going to be a tough battle for Poltergeist. They cannot stay still. They have to move. As the Red Dragon just takes out Scrooge McDuck. That's a non-tank down. Arcade is just going full-on airband here. They have 3 SM-79Bs in the air. 3 flying grocery stores.
Yeah, so... but now knowing that, you know, tankers from Arcade left for Vislike, and basically they now constitute the main roster of Dislike, I'm not surprised at this, at the way Arcade plays. Well, I mean, this is the way they've been playing always, but they just had more tanks on the ground before that. But, I mean, before this particular league, especially. So... Okay, Arcade. Even though they took heavy toll on Poltergeist, still they need to decap either Bravo or Alpha. They're decapping Charlie, yes, but they're bleeding tickets, and they're more than half of the tickets are actually gone. Now it looks like Ilya McLaren T25 is going to follow the river and decap Bravo for Arcade. Poltergeist, what they should be doing now is they should concentrate on Bravo and Alpha. Simply concentrate, you know.
They have to keep Bravo. They definitely have to keep Bravo. But they need something to defend themselves against the air. Now, Bighorn had the great idea of spawning in the ZSU-37, but that thing is not exactly the best anti-air vehicle around. It has kind of a slow charge rotation. It's more of a, let's say, tank destroyer with automatic 37mm gun than a proper anti-aircraft vehicle. Something like the Ostwind or the M19 from the American team is definitely better in that role. But at least he can still provide some support against the wall of SM-79B. Now, Sean, we did miss a moment there where one of the players from Poltergeist in the T-34-85 actually shot down an SM-79B. So that was a very good shot. That's one less SM-79B to worry about. But there are still 2 in the air, and Arcade are advancing on B as well. Unless Poltergeist can hold this B flag for the next couple of minutes, this might be all over now. As soon as Arcade decaps that B flag, I don't see Poltergeist winning this game.
Yeah, they need to stop McLaren. Whatever they do, need to stop McLaren. Okay, the decap just started. So no more ticket bleed. Now Titan and T-34-85 actually in good position to turn this around. Oh, and he goes right through the gun mantlet of Ilya McLaren. McLaren badly hurt. He's trying to crawl back, and he's down to just 2 crewmen, and he's out! He's out! Titan now is going to cap it back, but he's about to be opposed by Amber RMD and the very identical T-34-85 across the river is Dark Jet and Tiger E. Ooh, ay. This is very close, man. This is very close.
Ever in the position that he's in, he can't really do much against Titan here. Titan is trying to move out of the artillery barrage here, so he's probably going to recap this flag, but at the same time, Future is closing in from the left flank into Tiger range. Remember, Poltergeist only has 2 players left right now. They cannot afford to lose any more tanks, and they're just about to be flanked around here, which means...
But they have to hold on for just a tiny bit longer,
Titan
man.
has to stay alive. Titan has to stay alive.
2,500 points, the 2,300 points. 2,200 points, man. You see how fast this is going? Titan, man, you have to live. If you want Poltergeist to win, you have to win. I'm actually, you know, even if they lose, still, it's going to be such a close win for Arcade. Such a close win. They allow Poltergeist to, you know, to hold flags for way too long in this match.
It's all down to Titan. He has to stay alive.
Come on.
Comes from the side.
900
shots.
900. 700.
Oh, come on, Titan, stay alive. Stay alive.
Stay alive. 500.
You have
400.
Come on, mate.
300. Come on, 356 points. Yes. Yes, they do it. They did it, man. They take the win. Amazing play by Poltergeist, man. In the nick of time, 2 tanks left on the ground, winning on Berlin against Arcade. Even though they've lost the air war, they lost both of their AAAs, they still turned this around, man. This is the kind of stuff I want to be seeing on Thunder League more. Absolutely beautiful. 1-0. Poltergeist win the first battle of this match against Arcade, man. What a game.
That was the definition of clutch gameplay. Titan, holy crap. You just won that game for your team. That was absolutely amazing. Like, honestly, if that Tiger hadn't missed his first shot, Arcade would have won that match. That was so close. One shot and Arcade would have taken that match. But Poltergeist managed to pull it off and survive and take the match by points. Congratulations. But it's not over just yet. This is a best of 3 type of game mode, which means Poltergeist still has to win the next 2 if they want to win against Arcade and move on to the next battle against Verve. And Arcade still has to win 3 matches. So even though Poltergeist has the upper hand right now, Arcade still has plenty opportunity to take this back.
Absolutely. Okay. So, I wonder what the... okay, hold on a sec. Yeah, I'm sorry. Had an important message from management. Had to I had to take it.
Yeah, but I can take it over. Don't worry. So it seems like the next map is going to be Poland, which is going to be interesting. Now, neither Arcade or Poltergeist are specifically great at this map. Normally, teams we see perform in the best here are especially Dynamite. Dynamite being the only Polish team in Thunder League, they know how to play their home map. They definitely know how to play their home map. Now, tactics on this map usually consist of taking the B flag and the A flag. True, the C and the A flag are closer to each other, but you can't really defend one from another, so you have to kind of split your forces to hold both flags. On the other hand, if you have B and A, you can use the tanks that are on B to A, spawn camp the enemy. They can just snipe across the entire map into the spawn of the enemy, and B, also hold off any advances to the A flag. So it's very important to hold those 2 flags. And even if the enemy takes the C flag, whilst you have A and B, it doesn't matter because you have both flags, so you're still going to have the ticket bleed. Now, what are we seeing? Arcade again going with the all-out air war. They have 4 B-49 G6s, but Poltergeist counting with 3 aircraft. Now, my guess is that Arcade has the better players, and Poltergeist should have probably gone out with an anti-aircraft vehicle, but they still want to capture D points as well.
Yeah, that's very true. So, what do we have here? Poland. Oh man, I'm actually I kind of miss Poland. It's been a while since I've seen it, you know. This is like the first time we see it tonight, and I'm surprised because this is one of the most popular maps, right there along with Eastern Europe. Again, no surprises from Arcade. 4 planes, exactly the same loadout. 3 rocket G6s and 1 G6 with gun pods, facing off against 3 aircraft of Poltergeist. Now 2 G6s, both carrying gun pods. Dark Arn, LA7, he ditched his bomb early on because he's going to need that extra edge. Ooh, okay. Red Dragon War attacking Fly Bear. Ooh, takes him out. Beautiful shot.
This is bad for Poltergeist. They can afford to lose their aircraft. Now, Sean, interestingly, at the start of this match, I did say that B1 was one of the most important flags in this map, especially if you hold B and A. We have a very strong position on this map. So I was expecting Poltergeist to actually send at least someone to the B flag, but neither Arcade nor Poltergeist actually bothered to go for B. B is completely empty. There's nothing over there. Why? Poltergeist, what are you doing? I mean, you know that you can't win by elimination. You know that already. Arcade is the team of eliminations here, so you have to win by points here, but if you don't send anyone over to B, that's not going to work out for you. I mean, look at this, Arcade completely holding down C, so I'm guessing the Poltergeist will try to go for the C flag here and try to go for the city cap, but obviously that did not work out because now they are falling apart one by one. Arcade hasn't lost a single tank so far. Poltergeist already has 5 deaths, which means 5 potential one-shot kills here. If either of these 5 players gets taken out again, they're out of this match, and it's domino effect all over again.
Ooh, man, check Dark Arn. I just went head-on with Red Dragon War, and he paid the price for that. It's going down in flames. That was the last aircraft of Poltergeist. Now it's down to 2 Austrians, Disbeliever and Flybear. They need to, you know, over here in Poland, they need this Austrians. They need this Austrians because it's a bigger map than Berlin. So it takes longer to get to points than on Berlin. And they just simply can't afford to lose vehicles inside the town once they reach it. Now, Titan, a T-44, sitting strong on Alpha. This is what you want to be doing. And surprisingly, no response from Arcade coming off towards Bravo. It's only Scrooge McDuck and Poltergeist and T25 going to capture Bravo, and this is exactly what Poltergeist need.
But it might be too late. It might be too late. Arcade is now rushing full force into the A flag, and Titan X is all alone here. He doesn't have any support from his teammate. There's no one in any line of sight to support an other than Scrooge McDuck, but he's also moving up to the B flag, which means Titan X is going to be flanked around here by Nosok, Smetane, or Ilya McLaren. Either way, he's doomed.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Moldcat just took out Scrooge McDuck, so no support from Bravo for Titan X for at least a little while, because that was the only asset moving in towards the point across the pond. Ay.
Titan in a Triforce of Death. He is getting shot from 3 different sides as he just gets taken out, which means Arcade is now taking the A flag as well. And the T25 from Poltergeist that was going for the B flag got taken out before it even got there, which means Poltergeist is running out of tanks. They have no capture points. Arcade still has everyone left. Arcade hasn't died once. This is actually amazing how Arcade is just pulling off the complete domination without even losing a single player so far.
Well,
Poltergeist, on the other hand, they're running out.
One of the maps that Arcade plays very well is Poland, and they know what they're doing here. But the way Poltergeist pulled a win there, that was very close, a very close win. Not, I'm not mistaken here. I realized that it was very difficult for Poltergeist to win, but I actually have faith in Poltergeist, even though they're kind of like the underdog in this particular battle, and overall in the entire league.
You're always rooting for the underdogs, aren't you? I remember you at the start of the Thunder League, you were rooting for Dislike just because they were the underdog, and then they became the absolute top contender for actually winning this Thunder League. So maybe you should root more for the underdogs. You should root more for a Poltergeist here. They might just win this then.
Maybe I just have a natural hunch for teams that win later on. So we'll see that. We'll see about that.
In the Middle Ages, it would be called a witch.
Probably. But thankfully, we're not in the Middle Ages. Now, okay, so we are in playoffs, meaning that if you lose, you go to fight against another loser, and whoever loses that one is gone for good. That's it, out of the league. So, since this is only the second match of the playoffs, we just started tonight, and Poltergeist can still afford to lose, but really, no team should be losing. Seriously, I mean, no team should lose so early on, at like the very first match of playoffs, because later on you will need that extra chance, to make it to the top. Let's be honest about this, Arcade versus Poltergeist, and Arcade definitely got way more experience. These guys are sponsored. They're real pros, no doubt about it. But Poltergeist, they pulled a win on Berlin, so everything's possible.
It's all pretty much still open here. They're still open. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see by the names that are scrolling down on the bottom of the stream, you have another giveaway going on. If you don't know how these giveaways work, it's very simple. All you have to do to participate in these giveaways is go to Warthunder.pro, go to the Streams tab and log in with your in-game account. If you do that, you can win one of the following prizes. If you don't have dog tags, you can win Silverline boosters, research points, free to premium account, 100 golden eagles, an M24 Chaffee and a P51A Mustang. If you do have a dog tag, additionally to that, you can also win the RPT5 and some decals of the team logos of the teams that are participating in this Thunder League. So maybe if you like the logo of, for example, Dislike, the crazy crab, now you can put it all over your tanks, all over your aircraft. I know, if I get the decal, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So maybe you see some crab armies around.
Definitely so. Okay, so 1 point each for both teams. Charlie in hands of Poltergeist. If you could say enhanced, because I've only got one tank there. And Alpha held by Arcade's McLaren and the Jumbo, and Nosok and the T44. So, Red Dragon War just took out Titan, so that was the last guy of Poltergeist on Charlie, and it looks like they're down to just one active vehicle
Indeed, Poltergeist is the only, well, Titan. No, it's not even Titan, it's Impressive. Impressive is the only
Two SF-79s, 79Bs, man, Arcade God. Oh my lord, Impressive, so doomed. Yeah, and he's out,
No, you don't imagine this a bit like summer rains, just instead of water, it's raining bombs, which is never a good experience.
No, definitely not. On the receiving end, very least, it probably looks very spectacular from up above. You know? You're flying at that bomber. It's like, oh look, I bombed it. I bombed that guy. Okay, so it's this is pretty much sealed. So it's 1-1 Poltergeist versus Arcade. Still, I'm glad to see that you know, so far no 0-3s, you know, no 3-0s, you know.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that is really good. It looks like, you know, the stats coming off from the group stage, you know, really worth something. So only the best made it to playoffs, and they know it's serious. You know, the bet is on, and it only how many, like top 5, right? Top 6.
It's a top 6.
It's top 6.
Essentially, not everyone. I think it's the top 8 from the group stages that went into the playoffs, and only top 6 out of these 8 teams are going to get prize money.
Yeah, so it's a make or break moment. Two of the bottom feeders will not get anything. Well, apart from, you know, a bruised ego and some gaming experience. Some gaming experience. No money though, sadly. So they got to work hard if they want to win.
They might not win this time, but they can still make it in the next season. And ladies and gentlemen, if you actually want to participate in the next season, you can. A couple of days ago, Gaijin announced the introduction of the Thunder League Junior Division, which means you can form your team and you can participate in qualifying matches for squadron battles. The best teams will take part in the semi-division qualifying and main stages. The winners of those stages are going to play in the playoffs of the semi-division, and the winner of those playoffs are going to get into the first division, into Thunder League Division 1, into these matches right here for the next season. So get your friends together, get your best teammates together, play together, learn the maps, maybe watch the streams that we have that we had before. If you go to the Warthunder Twitch page, we should have some recordings of the last couple of videos still there, of the last couple of matches. Analyze the tactics, try to see how these teams play, what you can do better, what you can what you can improve, and who knows, maybe we are going to see you in the next Thunder League.
Maybe, which would be pretty cool. Now, okay, next map is Eastern Europe. Ooh, aye. Well, look, yeah, you remember what I said about Arcade and Poland and Eastern Europe? They know how to play these maps very well. So definitely not looking very good for Poltergeist.
I wouldn't say very well. I mean, they tend to use the same tactic in every single map. Just take out aircraft and eliminate, everything gets moving.
Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the problem is that since Arcade now lacks proper tankers and they have to overly rely on aircraft, if their initial plan fails, they just crumble. My God, they crumble fast. And it was especially evident against Dislike and Think. When it happened so quick. My God, they just fall apart. If they lose those planes, they got no backup plan.
At the same time, Poltergeist so far hasn't really demonstrated that it can take out those aircraft. I mean, sure, they take out aircraft at the start of the match to counter the aircraft offensive of Arcade, but at the same time, they don't take out enough aircraft, and the aircraft they do take out don't seem to be to have the pilots competent enough to take out Arcade. I'm not saying they're bad pilots, I'm just saying that Arcade probably has the better pilots in this case. What I personally would do is take out some anti-aircraft vehicles to support the aircraft as well, because if you have a combination of anti-aircraft vehicles and aircraft, it's going to be much easier for you to take out enemy aircraft, especially if you can sort of shift the air battle over your friendly anti-air defenses. It's going to be much easier for you to take those out. If you only take aircraft out and the enemy team has more and better pilots, yeah, it's not going to work out. It's pretty much just wasted respawns for your team.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Mike. If these past 2 battles showed anything, is that Poltergeist, guys, you don't need aircraft in the skies. You just don't, especially at the beginning of the match. Take more Ostwinds. Ostwinds, less aircraft. Take 4. God damn it, take 4 if you need to, because you bring 3 fighters and they all just get slaughtered by 4 fighters of Arcade. They're clearly superior pilots, at least as of now. Bring more triple A's. Do you want to win? Bring more triple A's. Concentrate on wiping the measly 3 tanks that Arcade always brings to battle. It's just 3 tanks. That's it. It's, you know, it's 7 on 7. So with 4 planes, it's only 3 tanks on the ground. Not hard to kill them. And yeah, with 4, and actually Ostwinds can kill most of the tanks present in the metagame of Thunder League. I mean, hell, we've seen him kill even the Tiger. So entirely possible if you up very close, if you use APCRs, you pop them in the rear, entirely possible. But well, and actually not APCRs, but APs, whatever. APCRs, that's for Kugelblitz, but still, yeah, Kugelblitz is not in this meta. Not important. The important thing is you got to learn from your mistakes. You got to be able to adapt if you're an esports team. This is clearly obvious that bringing aircraft does not work for Poltergeist. They can't beat them in the air. They can't drop their bombs on target. They're not bringing any bombs because they're bringing gun pods. And it's just useless, seriously.
They have to revise the text for these ones. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, welcome to the Thunder League playoffs. This is the second match of today, the Adler versus GOF. Whoever wins this game is going to go up against Verve, and whoever loses is going to face off against the loser, if I'm not mistaken, of the match between GOF and Finks Squadron. I might be mistaken there, but I think that's the way it works. The last match we witnessed, the first match of the day, was the Adler versus the GOF, where the GOF took a 3-1 win against the Adler and secured a position against Finks Squadron tomorrow. And whoever wins the match tomorrow is going to go up against Dislike. So that's going to be an interesting match there. Either GOF, either Fink. We'll have to see. Either team, either of them have already lost once against Dislike. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen tomorrow. But let's consider it today. We have Poltergeist versus Arcade. It's currently 1-2-1. It's the best out of 5. So each team still has to win 2 matches to secure the position in the next stage. The team that loses is not yet out of the playoffs, of course, because they still get another chance. But it's a last chance. If they lose once, they can't lose again, because then they are out of the playoffs. And it would be shameful to get kicked out this early, especially since only the top 6 teams actually get a share of the prize money. The last 2 teams get nothing but, well, humiliation and a pat on the back.
And a pat on the back. And some valuable gaming experience, because look, I mean, the only way to get better at this, especially at competitive Warthunder, esports Warthunder, is to play every single tournament out there, because you get invaluable experience. I mean, it's one thing practicing, it's one thing training, it's another thing watching the replays, but it's a completely different affair to be actually playing in the league, because, you know, it takes, you got to be punctual. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of will. It takes a lot of heart to pull through. So even if you lose, just the sheer ability to keep going, it's very important. So, and you can only learn this by playing in the Thunder League. So Junior Thunder League is about to kick off very soon. So guys, get your guys together, get your squadrons, and start playing. There's no fee involved. You don't need to pay anything. You don't need to buy anything. You can just play. Okay,
well, you
so
technically have to pay the Golden Eagles fee to create the squadron, but if you already have a squadron...
Yeah, I mean, that's just like 1,000 Golden Eagles, and if you're creating a squadron, I mean, you guys can, put your money together, and this is dirt cheap, seriously. Okay, okay. I stand corrected now. 1,000 Golden Eagles, that's all you need. Now, look, apparently, Poltergeist, they're not listening to me. 2 LA-7s with bombs, no more, because they ditched them. And Flybear in G6, I really don't understand what they're going for. Guys, you're not going to beat Arcade. They're some of the best pilots in the league. No. What are you doing? What are you doing?
We don't know, but it seems like Poltergeist enjoys pain. That's the only reason I can say.
And no Ostwinds, man, no Ostwinds. God.
I mean, it's even in the name, Ostwin. Wink, wink, that's your hint. You have to have Ostwins to win.
Exactly, and D is just the name of the model, that's like Mark D, Model D. Flybear already dead, I'm not surprised. Now it's down to Disbeliever and Dark Harn. What's the damn point? you're losing perfectly fine vehicles. I mean, oh, Disbeliever in a futile attempt. Okay.
That said, though, at least Poltergeist no detectives of Eastern Europe. Now, they didn't send anyone over to sea, which might be a problem for them, but at the same time, Arcade isn't really bothering with the sea flag either. What Poltergeist did do is send 2 tanks over to the other side of the river. Now, what we've seen so far is, if you hold both sea and the other side of the river, you have a very good chance to win by points. Okay, given that you don't get eliminated by the 4 aircraft the enemy team is currently flying around, so yeah. Anyways, and even then, Poltergeist isn't anywhere near sea, so I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to do here, but...
Dark Karn going down, Disbeliever the only guy alive, and he's kind of useless because he doesn't have any bombs, and he's just running back to the airfield. And Arcade, they're not going to bother chasing after one guy with 4 aircraft, and now they're in prime position to just, you know, reap their rewards, bomb the crap out of whatever is on the ground. Oh God, Poltergeist, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
But essentially just handed this this map to Arcade here. They even spawned in the strongest side. The side that Poltergeist spawned in on is easier to defend the sea with. If you get 1 tank right behind this house with the sea flag and 1 on the other side, you can very easily hold up the entire enemy team, but they didn't even bother to send anyone over to the sea flag, which is a major tactical outlaw.
3 to 4 Ostwinds. I know it sounds a lot, but still, I mean, Ostwinds, 3 Ostwinds can very easily deal with 4 aircraft. Very easily. Not a big problem. And after that, these 4 Ostwinds can you know, they can take a heavy toll on them tanks. Seriously, they can suppress, they can kill, well, given the proper angling of the shot, but whatever. Still, this is not going to work for Poltergeist anymore. Even though Arcade, they only got like 1 tank near Charlie, and they got Nasak across the river, by the way, about to be opposed by Impressive and the T-44 going through this fence here.
I gotta say, I'm actually surprised here. Arcade didn't use that time where Poltergeist had no one near the sea flag to capture the sea flag. Ilya McLaren's the only one on here, and, well, he doesn't really have any support other than Nosok Smetana, which is currently occupied by Impressive on the other side of the river.
McLaren he can't go up, and if he moves up, he's dead.
Pretty much. The thing about the M4A3 is, yes, it is amazing turret armor, good gun depression, and the gun is decent enough. It's a fast-firing 70-60mm gun. It has decent penetration, not exactly the most damaging. I don't think it actually gets APAT rounds, but it's overall a very good tank if you can get it in the right position. The problem with it is, though, it is very, very bad side armor. You can't really angle this tank perfectly. As we just see, that's his turret going off.
And the problem of Sherman's, they're tall as a house. You know, really tall tanks.
They can work to your advantage, though. If you have the proper turret armor, they can work to your advantage. You can crest over wrecks of other tanks and stuff like that and just bounce shot after shot after shot.
But not in the town, man. Not in the town. Jumbo in the town is a sitting duck.
Now it seems like Poltergeist did take the sea flag, which is going to initiate the ticket bleed on Arcade. Now, Arcade still has all of the aircraft left, so I'm guessing that they are going to be back very, very, very soon. We're just going to put the pressure on Poltergeist as well. That's potentially 4 guys, 4 deaths for Poltergeist.
Check this out. Scrooge McDuck and Impressive of Poltergeist just took care of Nasak. Now, they're in total control of the opposite side of the river, and they're in prime position to press the advantage all the way onto Arcade's home spawn, by the way.
And this is actually interesting. Poltergeist completely took apart any place that Arcade had in the city so far. RMD, Ellie McLaren, and Nosok Smetana are the only ones advancing right now, and they just about spawned. They aren't really advancing either. But at the same time, we know exactly what tactic Arcade is employing here. They're not trying to go for caps. They don't want caps. Screw winning by capping. That's the mainstream way. Arcade is the hipster that uses other tactics. They don't function like other teams do. They go for full elimination, and they still have all the aircraft in the air. They still have the numbers advantage. They have time. They have plenty of time. Even if Poltergeist takes the third flag, they still have at least 5 minutes to take Poltergeist apart one by one.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But still, well, they can afford to weather the ticket bleed for actually quite a while from now on. But still, you know, here's the thing about Thunder. You can win if you got good tanks. You can win if you got good tanks and good planes. but you can never win if you only got good planes and bad tanks. And actually, this is kind of a story with Arcade here. That they only got 3 tanks on the ground. They're decent. They're good players, but are they good enough to be able to deal with like this whole team of Poltergeist tanks at the same time? You know, like that's the problem with Arcade. Like if their aircraft fail, their tanks, they just flop.
They do. Now, Poltergeist did spawn in a 2 anti-aircraft vehicles. They have Disbeliever and the ZSU-37, which, not exactly the best anti-aircraft vehicle around. But they also have Flyber in the Ostwind. So finally they heard our prayers and went with the Ostwind. But they're getting pummeled by the aircraft from Arcade. Here's the thing. Yes, given, anti-aircraft vehicle have the advantage against aircraft if they can focus down one aircraft at a time. The problem is, Arcade has so many aircraft in the air, they can just fake an attack from one side, and then the other player can take out the...
That's exactly what they did just now. That was a double kill. That was essentially a double kill.
Again, same thing as in Berlin. They took out both anti-aircraft vehicles in the space of 2 minutes. Of 2 seconds.
Of 2 seconds, yeah. That was totally in sync. Totally in sync. And look at this. They're getting ticket bleed, Arcade. They don't even bother with Charlie. You don't care. They know they're gonna win.
Red Dragon has crashed. Apparently, he's going out in another. Yes, he ditched his B49G to spawn into an SM79B grocery store. Moltket also suicided into Impressive, probably to spawn into another SM79B. Yes, indeed. So now we have the triple flying grocery store.
Man, this is like
no anti-aircraft defense.
It's the first time throughout Thunder League that I'm seeing 3 bombers at the same time on the single team. That oh god, 3 bombers.
John, I gotta give props to Arcade Statics here. Look at this. They held off on their bombers until they could make sure that there was nothing to oppose them. They took out the aircraft. They took out the anti-aircraft vehicle. Now the skies are clear. Poltergeist is running out of tanks here. They only have 3 players left right now. And those bombers are going to completely destroy anything that Poltergeist has left. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to say so, but it seems like Arcade is going to take this match as well.
Yeah, definitely so. That's the thing. I mean, Poltergeist, stop bringing those planes. They don't work for you guys. You just lose them. Seriously.
It was kind of predictable. As soon as we saw them taking out aircraft, it was kind of predictable. I mean, you can't expect to do the same thing over and over again and expect things to change. That's the definition of insanity. A little reference for you guys there. But yeah, we've seen this 3 times in a row now. 3 times in a row, the same tactics by both Arcade and Poltergeist. Poltergeist, just because it barely worked out for you in the first match, that doesn't mean it's going to work out every time. And we are seeing this right now. This is the second time in a row that you lose a match. You definitely have to revise your tactics here. It's not going to work out for you. The next match is going to be the last chance for Poltergeist. Arcade only has to win 1 more match after this one to secure the win and face off against the Verve tomorrow. Poltergeist either has to finally realize that they're not going to win the air battle and go out with anti-aircraft vehicle to at least try to destroy those aircraft at the start of the match, or it's going to be a repetition of the last 2 matches.
You know how I feel right now? You know how I feel, Mike? I feel
excited?
I feel like taking Poltergeist by their shoulders and then start shaking them, telling them, stop using planes! Stop using planes! It's not working out! Get more Ostwinds! I'm sorry, I apologize for this, but this is how I feel. Really, this is how I feel. What's the damn point? It's not working! God damn it!
Sean, I think you just damaged half of our viewership right here. Guys at home, headphone users, rest in peace. Rest in peace. I'm sorry about that.
I apologize. I totally forgot that my microphone's really sensitive. Yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, look, it's true. It's true. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. It's not working. Stop using planes, Poltergeist. Stop. It's just, oh god, it's not gonna work.
Oh, it seems like I just got finally the 100% RP booster. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you should have the 100% RP booster available for you now too. So everyone who was a dog tag has now access to 1,000 matches of double RP. during the entirety of the Season 1 playoffs. Now, there are some reports that the description says only 100. Don't worry, that's an error. It's supposed to be 1,000. The description will be fixed tomorrow, if all goes well. As well as you getting, of course, the Panther T5, which is the Russian premium version of the Panther A, if I'm not mistaken, and the Bf-9 E7, which is also a premium German fighter aircraft. So, plenty of stuff coming up for you. And if you didn't buy a dog tag yet, well, screw you, because you are now too late. The price of dog tags have increased double-fold. So if you are one of those guys that waited until the very end to snipe the premium packages, well, now you have to pull for full price. And even so, it's still worth it. I mean, hell, 20 euros to get a number of
$20
vehicles.
$20.
To get a number of premium vehicles, to get skins, to get a lot of stuff, really. Tricolored smoke, access to E100 tournaments, which have been revised. Lots of stuff, really. Even a deathmatch tournament that's going to go up very soon as well. So it's still worth it, guys. It is still worth it. And if we increase the price pool even more, at 70k is going to be the last milestone, which is going to be some personalized voice commands.
Yeah. I can't wait for those, actually, because maybe I'm going to get hired to do some of them, which would be pretty cool. Okay, so this might as well be the last battle of this one. If Poltergeist keeps bringing planes, it's how it's going to work. It's how it's going to work, you know.
And now it seems like the last match, well, possibly the last match. Let's be fair here.
It's Poland again.
It's probably going to be the last match, but anyways, it seems like it's going to be Poland again indeed. So hopefully Poltergeist has revised their tactics and are going to take something other than their initial loadout, because we can be sure that Arcade is going to use the same tactic again. They just like their aircraft, they just like their elimination tactics. Hopefully Poltergeist can see the errors in the last match and turn this whole thing around and force the last match with which... If they win this one, the last match is going to be on Berlin. It's always this way. The fifth match is always on Berlin. And they won on Berlin in the first match, so maybe they can win again and actually advance to face off against Verve tomorrow or in 2 days. I'm actually not sure when the date is. Don't quote me on that. But if they use the same tactics again, yeah, no, just don't.
Yeah, just please don't. Okay, let me guess. 3 planes for Poltergeist again to get slaughtered. One more time, I apologize for that early outburst that if you've been watching the group stage, you know I am excitable, but I'm not nuts. But this is, I mean, come on. I mean, this is just crazy. Seriously, stop using planes. Please stop using, okay, what? They bring planes again?
Never mind. Okay, give them switch out one player and took out another aircraft.
So you know what? They brought 4 this time. They brought 4, and now they believe this is going to change everything. So they think, okay, well, we had 3 versus 4. That's why we've lost. And now we're going to bring 4 versus 4, and we're going to win. No, you won't win. You know why? Arcade got better players. Deal with it.
So let's try and stay on bias. Let's stay on bias.
My God, somebody give me a sedative. I'm going nuts. I mean, I need to get sedated. I need a tranquilizer shot because this pisses me off. This is silly. The guy Poltergeist. What are you thinking? Oh my God.
If you just tuned in, welcome to Thunder League Playoffs. Finally, after over a month, we are in the playoff stages. Now, you're currently watching Poltergeist versus Arcade. Arcade has 2 wins, Poltergeist has 1. Arcade only needs to win this one last match to advance and face off against Verve in their next battle. Now, you guys at home can actually win stuff by watching these streams. Yes, you heard it right. All you have to do is go to Warthunder.pro, go to the Streams tab and log in with your in-game account. Now, you can pause the stream, you can pop out the Twitch chat and drag it over to the other window, whatever floats your boat. As long as you stay on the Streams tab and stay logged in. And you can win one of the following prizes. Now, we did some changes on these based on feedback, but if you don't have a dog tag, you can win Silver Line boosters, research points, 3 days of premium account, 1 Golden Eagles, an M24 Chaffee, or a P51 Ape Mustang. If you do have a dog tag, you can also win you can win all of that set, as well as the RBT5 rocket tank and decals of the team logos. So
hey, you know what? You want it? Mike, you see what I'm seeing? Arcade lost all planes. What the hell's going on? They've
Mother
lost
of God.
I know. I mean, seriously, they've lost all planes, all of them. And
So, Sean,
and now it's Arcade bringing an Ostwind for the first time. It's like the first time I see him bring an Ostwind, I think. Well, I mean, Red Dragon War actually brings an Ostwind every once in a while that happens, but not as often as you might expect. And you know what? Poltergeist actually pulled this off. That's it. I quit. I should stop commentating on this stuff because I don't know what I'm talking about. Apparently, this is just crazy. I mean, did you expect this? They've won and they only lost one plane. What the hell? This is just nuts. Arcade and well, you remember what I said about Arcade. If their planes fail, they die, usually. So now Poltergeist just need this little bit of proper cooperation. Get somebody across that pond, unravel. Stop providing fire support to Besiege Titan because he's up against essentially 3 tanks of Arcade, and they need to hold out Alpha and Bravo if they want to win, and they need to hold it now. Now, at the same time, Poltergeist got the advantage in the skies, okay, so they can be bringing some support, but they got to do it quick. They got to do it quick because Arcade's pilots that Poltergeist just shot down, they're actually not bad tankers. That's the thing. Like, their top pilots at the same time happen to be their top tankers. It's just that they're better pilots than tankers. That's why they use them so much.
Oh, Screwed Mike Duck was under heavy fire. He barely managed to get out of that alive. His cannon breach is down, he has 3 crew members down, and his turret ring is down as well. Which means Futile on the Tyree on the Arcade side is going to have the slight advantage here and might be getting into the B flag earlier. Which means it's going to be very hard for Titan to actually hold this A flag. He has to stay alive. Never mind, he just died, which means Arcade is now taking the A flag as well. So they have C and they have A. Now, Sean, you did say that once Arcade loses their air superiority, they fall apart. It seems like I got the correct on that, mate. They're doing very, very, very well. Poltergeist only has 2 tanks in the city right now, and only 1 on the other side of the river. Which means, pond, sorry about that. Which means as soon as Arcade takes his A flag, and they might very well take the B flag as well, they're going to have a triple cap going on here. And whilst we saw before that Arcade definitely can recover from a triple cap, I'm not so sure about Poltergeist. I really am not.
Yeah, so this match is surprising on 2 accounts. First, Poltergeist winning an air battle, and secondly, Arcade winning a tank battle without their planes. So this is unusual on 2 accounts. Oh my God.
But ladies and gentlemen, I see a lot of questions about the B49 E7 and the Panther T5. Now, most likely those will be automatically unlocked for all dogtag owners tomorrow. So if you are planning on playing something other than Germans and, well, not German, yes, German aircraft and Russian tanks, you're probably going to see a lot of Panther T5 and B49 E spam tomorrow. How's the situation looking on the ground, Sean?
Well, not very good for Poltergeist. The stat looks like, well, they know the reputation of Arcade. You know, lots of aircraft and very few tanks on the ground, but looks like they're just, okay, they won the air war, but they're just not prepared to deal with the increased number of ground units for Arcade. And they're just being super cautious. I could say afraid. They're not really advancing.
I don't know where the entire team of Poltergeist is, to be honest. I mean, oh, that's just another one down. Strishma Attack is still the only one over on B. They just lost 1 tank in the city. Ernest and Titan are not the only ones here. Also given, Titan is taking the C flag back, so that's at least going to not entirely stop the bleed because Poltergeist doesn't have a single flag yet, but at least it's going to slow down the bleed just a little bit. But at the same time, they're actually, okay, so I was saying that Poltergeist had the number disadvantage, but that's not exactly true. Arcade actually did lose more respawn than Poltergeist did by a long shot.
Yeah.
Most of the players have already 1 death to their belt. Nosix Metan is the only one who hasn't died yet, which means either of those players, if they get taken out, they are out of this match, and it's going to be a domino effect. Maybe we see some reverse elimination by Poltergeist here. Arcade might run out of tanks, if all goes well.
Well, that's the thing. You see, they're tactically in much better positions, Arcade, and they're gonna need some really good aircraft plays. Now, Disbeliever, What is he doing?
I don't know. Look at Scrooge McDuck. He finally took out the Tigerians, now advancing to the B flag, which means... Yes, it means exactly that. Poltergeist is actually going to initiate the bleed back on Arcade. And as we always saw, if you have the B flag, it's easier to take the A flag and hold it. And currently, Arcade is kind of in a crossfire here by both Scrooge McDuck and the guys in the city from Poltergeist. At the same time though, Scrooge McDuck is only in a T-34-85, which is not exactly the best tank in this situation. Bad turret armor, bad gun depression, the gun isn't really exactly the best gun at long ranges as well, so he might not be too effective here. Poltergeist might have to need to send another tank over here. And that's exactly what they're doing. Poltergeist is sending another T-34-85 over here. Why the T-34-85? I don't know, it's not the best tank for the situation. I personally would go for a Tiger, a Panther, or a T-25 or an M4A3, because those are much better tanks in these kinds of situations. But at the same time, at least they have some tanks over here, and they can create some crossfire into the guys on A. At the same time though, Arcade just took back the C flag, which means that ticket bleed for Poltergeist was short-lived. They're now losing tickets once again. And it seems like they do not have enough tanks on the ground to actually do something about this.
Yeah.
Yes, it seems indeed like so. Arcade has lost 2 players so far. Poltergeist has lost 1. So far Poltergeist still has the numbers advantage, but Arcade is a very strong team. Neither of the teams can really afford to lose any more tanks. And Arcade is currently just in the better tactical position here. They have 3 guys over on the A flag, covering each other perfectly fine. They have 2 on C, also covering each other. This is a team that plays together. Even if they don't manage to do that initial push of completely eliminating the enemy through air superiority, they're currently demonstrating that they can adapt and actually play the tactical and defensive game.
That's very true. Now, Arcade looks like their defense is contracting around Alpha and Charlie. Now, Poltergeist simply, well, they have 2 versus 2 on Charlie. That's Ernest and the T-44. Dark Heart, much the same against T-25 and T-34-85 of McLaren and FRMD respectively. So, but Poltergeist in a much better position over at Bravo across the pond. They got 2 T-34-85s. Pretty good tanks actually for that position, because, you know, they're taller than T-44, so they can see more while staying behind those rocks.
At the same time, are you referring to the 2 tanks on the B flag?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing though, remember the Soviet dilemma: bad turret armor and bad gun depression. If they expose themselves to shoot at the guys from Arcade, Arcade is also going to get a shot at these guys, which is going to be... That's
why a taller tank comes in. You know, you come out, take a shot, go back. You know, you don't wait for the for return fire. You know, you just take a peek, pop a shot, roll back. You know, rinse and repeat.
Oh, Flyber takes out our MD and barely manages to miss the ground there. That's 1 less tank for Arcade on the C flag, which is going to give Ernest and Dark Arn an opportunity to flank around Ilya McLaren and take the C flag back. Now, Poltergeist has less than half of their points left, but if they can get into C, they can stop the ticket bleed instantly. Which means that Arcade is actually going to have some problems here, because they have the rest of their forces completely concentrated on A, and being attacked from 2 different sides is never good for a tank. They currently have to face off against the fire from the 2 guys on the B flag, and soon they're going to have to worry about the guys coming from C as well. So tanks from the front, tanks from behind, that's never a good position to be in.
Yep.
Oh, Sean, look at this! Poltergeist is actually taking out the flying grocery store! Oh, Sean, I think you might have to use your own words there. Poltergeist is actually winning this one. Arcade is down 4 players, only have the 3 tanks left. And Poltergeist has a SM-17B, which is going to put even more pressure on the less remaining players. These 3 guys on the A flag are soon to be in a world of trouble. Arcade, you need to use some fancy tactics right now, or you're going to lose this one.
Yeah, well, Arcade tend to flop if their aircraft fail. I'm just surprised that they held on so long without any kind of air support, and at the same time, while being bombarded by likes of Flybear. I'm very surprised. This is a very unusual battle for both teams now. Poltergeist winning in air. What is it?
Dark Jet and Nosok Smetana are now the only players left alive on Arcade. The Flying Grocery Store, doing as it should, took out Nosok Smetana, indeed. So, Dark Jet, you are in trouble, mate. Especially in a Tiger-E. Isn't a Tiger-E which is not exactly the best tank to be taken into a brawling fight in the city. Not looking good for Arcade. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like Poltergeist is actually pulling this off, which means that it's going to be a 2-2 score, and the last match is going to be on Berlin, guaranteedly. And we've seen that Poltergeist managed to barely, by the skin of their teeth, they managed to win in Berlin in the first match. So maybe they might be able to pull this off again. And I gotta be honest here. I was honestly not expecting Poltergeist to pull this off, but they are playing very, very well. This is the personification of what playoffs is all about. Okay, in the group stages, sure, you can afford to just joke around, to just have fun, to experiment with different kinds of tactics. You don't have to play the strongest that you can. But here in the playoffs, it's all down to this. Okay, given you can afford to lose once, but that's all the chances you get. If you lose twice, you're out of the playoffs. So Poltergeist showing that even though being one of the weakest teams in the group stages, they're currently managing to hold off very, very, very well against Arcade. I gotta say, it's actually a more balanced game than the game before, which was the Adler vs GOF. Which you were thinking was a more balanced game. We're honestly expecting Arcade to just wipe the floor with Poltergeist here, but I gotta say,
not me. You know, I support underdogs, and I get a hunch for when underdogs can actually win, and this is one of those cases.
Lying bastard.
Arcade, they flopped. They flopped. You see, no aircraft support, they just die. Now the problem is, it's going to be very, very important. On this next particular battle, because was that a fluke? You know, was that a glitch in programming of Arcade when it comes to Air War? What if Poltergeist can't pull another one like this? What if they can't beat him in the air? You know exactly what's going to happen to Poltergeist.
It's all down to this, but at the same time, Arcade might actually use other tactics here. I'm not expecting them to use the same tactic 5 times in a row. I mean, the Arcade is a professional esports team. If they only have one tactic, they are doing something wrong. So this is actually going to be very interesting in seeing what these teams are going to take out at the start of the match. Like, honestly, we've seen so far. What these teams take out at the very start of the match is going to determine the rest of the outcome of the match. We've seen this before. So if Arcade changes tactics, it might be a win for them. If Poltergeist takes out more aircraft again and wins an air battle, it might be a win for them again. It's all down to this. Whoever wins this last match on Berlin is going to advance one stage and face off against Verve.
Yeah, but do you remember what happened on Berlin? Arcade won the air war. Arcade took out both Ostwinds of Poltergeist. They still lost. They still lost. Now, Poltergeist, if you guys can learn from your past mistakes on Berlin, you got every chance to win. And that would be so cool if Poltergeist could beat Arcade, seriously, because stats-wise, and from the battles we've seen before in the group stage, Arcade actually, you know, is evidently a stronger team. So if they can win, anything's possible in playoffs, which makes for some really exciting show.
Indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, welcome to the last match of today. These are the Fun League playoffs, by the way. Hello and welcome. You look good today. This match is between Poltergeist and Arcade, and we see some absolutely epic battles so far. Poltergeist actually managing to pull off the tie against Arcade. It's currently 2-2. The last match is going to be on Berlin, and it's a tiebreaker. Whoever wins this one is going to advance one stage into playoffs and going to face off against Verve. Now, the first match we've seen today and the first match of these playoffs was the Adler versus GOF. The Adler lost against GOF 3-1, which means GOF is going to face tomorrow against Think Squadron. And whoever wins that match, so Think Squadron versus GOF, whoever wins that match is going to face off against Dislike next. Dislike, which was the team that won, well, not exactly won, it isn't really a winning, but they were the team with the most points in the group stages, which already secured them pretty much a position in the top 6 teams. So they are going to win some prize money as well. Commentating for your pleasure are myself, Michael Zoom, and my dear colleague Sean, also known as Pops RK, also known as the official voice of the Warthunder tutorials. Now, you guys can win stuff by watching these streams. Yes, indeed. All you have to do is go to Warthunder.pro, go to the streams tab, and log in with your in-game account. Occasionally, there are going to be giveaways drawn out, and you can win one of the following prizes. Now, if you don't have dog tag, you can win Silverline boosters, research points, free Diesel Premium account, 100 Golden Eagles, an M24 Chaffee, or a P51A Mustang. If you do have a dog tag, you can win all of the above, and an RBT5 rocket tank, and team logo decals. So, for example, seeing the current logos, if you see the Poltergeist logo, which is, to be honest, that thing is freaking cool. That logo looks absolutely amazing. I can already imagine that on my King Tiger with the Poltergeist camo. That looks good. If you wanted the decal, you can get it, put it in your tank, put it on the aircraft, and show your pride for this team.
Yeah, so, okay, Berlin. So what do we know from our previous experience, Poltergeist facing off against Arcade here? Arcade beat Poltergeist in Air War, 4 against 3 aircraft, then they killed 2 Ostwinds, and they still lost by a ticket bleed because they felt cocky. Obviously, they felt cocky there at the beginning because it was like that. Well, it was the first battle, right?
It was.
It was the first battle of this match. So now, what are we seeing? Poltergeist bringing four planes, very same again with Arcade. So 3 tanks, 4 planes. It's all gonna come down to the air war.
He's the victor, Sean. Arcade are fluking them. Arcade are fluking Poltergeist. Only one of the V100Gs actually has rockets. The rest don't, which means they are going to be much more agile in the air war. They learned.
Well, I mean, they still got them gun pods. I know they're not as debilitating to, to the air model as the rockets, but still, they are. Red Dragon War kills Disbeliever. Moltcat kills Ernest. Flybear takes out Moltcat at return. Feudal takes out Flybear. Still anyone's game.
Ernest was actually not taken out.
Feudal kills Flybear. Man, look. It's 3 versus 4. It's 3 versus 4. Arcade is losing this. 3 versus 4. Can they still pull this off, Arcade? Ooh, Dark Jet kills Dark Arn.
Not good. Arcade now has the air superiority so far. Poltergeist only has 2 aircraft left. Actually, no, they only have Ernest left. And Ernest is damaged. He lost his right aileron.
What about Dark Arn? Dark Arn's still alive. Ernest.
Oh yes, never mind.
2 versus 3. And look, it was 2. It's 2 versus 2 now. Check this out. Feudal just
Dark Jet
Feudal crashed.
Oh, barely managed to evade those shots, but Dark
Red Dragon War is going down. Got killed by Flybear in that Ostwin. Good shot. Dark Jet chasing against Dark Arn. Ooh, man, the shots are going wild.
Still in the air.
Nasak just took out Ostwind, so no more support for Poltergeist in terms of Ostwinds. But looks like Poltergeist pulled us off. Well, you see, not only they killed more aircraft than they've lost themselves, they also prevented Arcade from doing any kind of damage on the ground. Not that they could do much with them gun pods, but still. The fact alone that Arcade brought gun pods instead of bombs means that they're really scared of letting the air go, because they're fully aware they're incapable of beating Poltergeist if they don't have air support. So they're scared.
I wouldn't say incapable, but it's going to be definitely much harder for them.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, maybe I overstated that they're a little bit. Yeah, well, they're capable, but we've seen them in this previous battle. They've lost without air support. They can't do it, man. They can't. It's so hard for them. Okay.
Now, looking at the situation on the ground, Poltergeist very well took that time where Arcade was completely hands full with the air war to take A and B flag. Now, didn't go for C and left C for Arcade, which is it might be a bad idea, because now Arcade has the free hand over the spawn of Poltergeist. Now, given Poltergeist still has 2 aircraft left. They might respawn with some bombs, but they are both LA-7s, which means they're not exactly effective against tanks. They lost the BF-109, sadly. That's a major weak point there. But as long as they can hold these 2 flags, they can win this game. And remember, this is all down to this game. Both teams are currently tied 2-2. Whoever wins this match wins this game and advances 1 stage in the playoffs to face off against Team Verve Gaming.
Yeah, this is match point. This is match point. Still either one's game, but so far Arcade got more units, generally more units than Poltergeist. Poltergeist, well, they only got 1 player out of the action, which is Flybear. The Dark Heart and Disbeliever can still bring in stuff, and it looks like they're waiting. They're biding their time. Now, Arcade bringing 2 SM7, I'm sorry, 1 SM79B and a Stuka, or Stuka, whatever you call it.
Oh, actually, that's interesting. We rarely see the Stuka.
Yeah.
It has a good bomb load. It's a dive bomb, which means it's much easier to
it's very
accurately drop some bombs, but at the same time, it doesn't quite get the bomb load that the SM79B has. And at the same time, it's also a very slow aircraft and a very big target. It's very easy to take that down, think, with your main tank cannon, which is why we rarely see this. This in the IL-2M. The IL-2M is another aircraft that we rarely see just because it's a big target. It's kind of slow and it has a bad bomb load. So the bombs are only 100 kilogram bombs, which are pretty much useless against tanks. And it does get 2 sets of rockets, but at the same time, it's only 2 sets of rockets. You can take a maximum of 2 tanks out with those if you hit and you expose yourself all the way doing it.
Yeah, essentially. Now, Disbeliever got an Ostwind and Dark Arn and ZSU-37. Now, these 2 things, the only thing, well, actually, they're very crucial for success of Poltergeist. Now, they need to take care of that SM7. Oh, ay. ZSU just gets taken out by every RMD, and Arcade of full force pressing the assault against the spawn of Poltergeist. You know why? Because they're really concerned about that Ostwind. They took out the ZSU. Now it's just 1 AAA left.
Oh, that's what I told you earlier. The left is C-flank open now. Other MD has free reign over the spawn. He's just about to take out Disbelief in the Ostwind as well, which means Poltergeist is going to have no anti-air support, and they're going to die slowly. And look at the team scores. No, it's not looking good, Sean. Poltergeist is already down 3 players. Arcade hasn't lost a single player so far, which means it's falling down. It's falling down. Unless they manage to pull it off like the last time by clutching the win by points, they are going to lose this one because they don't have enough tanks left. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Yep. Arcade realized the error they did in the last match, and they are now taking B. So Poltergeist can't even win by points now.
Yeah, looks like this is it, man. Oh, that was going so good for them underdogs, but underdogs they are, at least for now.
Poltergeist now down to 3 players. Arcade is still the full team left, and they have 3 bombers in the air. Scrooge, you're not in a good position, mate. You're just about to get bombed as well, as Bighorn gets a bomb, but it manages to evade. Very good. Bighorn managed to evade that bomb by Moldcat. He's not trying to support his teammate Scrooge McDuck, but too little too late. Just a case of too little too late. Poltergeist do not have enough tanks left. Impressive goes down, is now down to Scrooge McDuck and Bighorn. They're the last 2 players left alive. Arcade still has 2 bombers in the air, and Tiger E, and a T-3485, and an M4A3, and a T-44. Bighorn on the bomb manages to evade that narrowly, but
oh
yeah.
man, listening to you give that rundown, it's not looking pretty. Absolutely not. Not looking pretty in the slightest.
Definitely not. I gotta say, it makes me sad because I was really excited for Poltergeist to actually win this one after that awesome display of power in Poland, but it just didn't work out. Arcade took the chance, completely annihilated them. They completely dominated Berlin this time around.
Well, this only demonstrates that Arcade, there really are pros. You know, even when they're crippled on tanks or on planes, they can still turn this around because they can adapt. Ultimately, they can adapt better than Poltergeist, and this is not what we usually say about Arcade, you know, because more often than not, if they fail at air war, their tanks just die. But not this time, And this is definitely a mark of a pro, you know, being able to adapt like this. He definitely deserved that win. Definitely deserved that win.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, well, hello and welcome to what seems to be the end of this day of the Thunder League playoffs. We had two very exciting battles today. We had the Adler versus GOF, with GOF getting a 3-1 win against the Adler and securing the position against Fink Squadron tomorrow. And this battle here was between Poltergeist and Arcade. Very, very close, I gotta say. Poltergeist definitely showed their worth. They played much, much better than they used to play in the group stages, and they were almost winning against Arcade. But sadly, it did not work out. Arcade takes the last win, 3-2, and they now secure the position in the next stage of the playoffs, facing off against Verve. Now, it's not over just yet for Poltergeist. Sure, they lost this battle, but they are still not out of the playoff. They still get one more chance. Okay, given they have to win every single match from now on if they want to get to the finals, but at least it's still a chance. It is possible. It's unlikely, but it is possible. They are not out just yet.
Well, look, man, they pulled 2 wins against Arcade, one of the stronger teams in the entire league. It's definitely possible for them, you know. So all they have to do is pull their stuff together. And, well, let's just say that it takes longer for Poltergeist to adapt than it takes for Arcade, and that's definitely a problem they got to work on. But otherwise, that was a beautiful match, you know, absolutely exciting to watch and commentate over. You know, definitely a privilege to be able to work with such kind of show, and it was a great performance. Now, what can I add to this? Welcome to Thunder League, guys. This is day 1 of playoffs, so we just had 2 exciting matches between GOF of Ukraine and the Rattler of Russia, and now it's Poltergeist of Russia versus Arcade of much of the same.
So on the screen right now, if you look to the left, we have the winners bracket, and on the right is the losers bracket. Now, tomorrow is going to be Fink versus GOF, and whoever wins that match is going to face off against Dislike. Arcade, who just won against Poltergeist, secured the position against Verve, and whoever wins the match between Arcade and Verve is going to face off against the Polish team, Dynamite. Now, tomorrow's matches are going to be first Fink Squadron versus GOF, indeed. And after that, we have Verve versus Arcade. So both of these matches are going to be held tomorrow. Now, sadly, I will not be around because I have to study for my finals, but you will be hosted by Sean and the Orange Doom. Yes, Orange Doom did not join us today, but he will be back tomorrow to commentate his first match of the playoffs and commentate for your listening pleasure.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Can't wait. So thank you for tuning in tonight, and thank you very much for supporting Thunder League so far. This would never be possible without you. You know, commentators could be replaced, and, you know, anything could be replaced, but not...
Don't give them ideas.
but not the viewers. You know, I'm telling the truth. I'm always telling the truth, even when it's against my own personal interests. So, what can I say? That was great. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we did. I certainly did, because what a great play by both Poltergeist and Arcade. I'm actually very surprised at how Arcade did this. And I mean, well, you know, normally they lose planes, they just flop, but this time they didn't. So great play, absolutely. What else? By the way, if you own the dog tag, if you bought it just now, or if you bought it, you know, on day 1 of the group stage, I have some good news for you. Since we achieved a $50,000 stretch goal, every owner of the dog tag will get 2 premium vehicles guaranteed. That's a Soviet Capture Panther T5 and a German Messerschmitt Bf 197 U2 fighter aircraft. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you. This is our way of saying thank you in you know, some kind of stuff that you can play. That's it. We're gonna be seeing you tomorrow.
Indeed. Now enjoy your double RP boosters, because it seems like they have been activated for the entirety of playoffs, or of course if you manage to actually play 1000 battles, which is going to be, well, do we have a live? I don't know. Anyways, we will see you guys tomorrow. Tune you back in tomorrow. Actually, let me check the time really quickly. At 19 hours CET, which is Central European time, for the first match, which is going to be Fink versus GOF. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for watching.
The underdog is crushing the top dog.
It's just amazing what these guys can pull off. He's going for Avro. Clean out from Red Tank.
So ENG takes him out. What a game! What a game! My God! They're attacking. Every single vehicle of Dislike is moving up. They're assaulting them.
Welcome back to Thunder League.